Hi, so this is a really quick video about energy transfers in a pendulum. So it's one of the sort of strange ones. So if you imagine a pendulum, which is basically something heavy on a string or something that can swing. So you've got the sort of heavy thing over here, and that heavy thing is going to rotate, sort of swing backwards and forth. I was hoping I could make that twizzle around, which it doesn't. Swings backwards and forth, kind of like that. So it swings down to here, and then it keeps on swinging upwards until it gets to here, and then it's going to start swinging back again. So it goes through this way and then this way. So when it's at the start bit here, it stops moving, it pauses as it gets to the top, and then it swings back down. So as it's going from this bottom point there, it's going upwards. So as it goes upwards, it means it's got gravitational potential energy. And because it pauses at the top, there's going to be zero kinetic energy. Then it's going to start swinging down. So if you think of the ball here, it's not as high up as it was before, so it's got less gravitational potential energy. It's started to move, so it's got kinetic energy, and it's actually going to keep on increasing in speed until it gets to here. So at this point, it's got the least amount of gravitational potential energy and the most amount of kinetic energy. So here's where it's got maximum kinetic energy. And then as it starts going upwards again, it's going to start slowing down. If you imagine when you're in a swing, you've got that feeling of going up high and it sort of slows, then you start coming down, it gets really fast, and it starts slowing again as you get to the top of the other side. So here we've got slightly less kinetic energy as it did when it was at the bottom, and more gravitational potential energy because it's got a little bit higher. And again, by the time it reaches the top here, it's got the most gravitational potential energy as it's going to get, because that's as high as it's going to go, and it's going to have zero kinetic energy because it's paused as it's reached the top. So if you're thinking about that as an energy transfer diagram, you've got gravitational potential energy becomes kinetic energy, becomes gravitational potential energy again. And then as it swings backwards, if you start from the right-hand side, you've got that gravitational potential energy. That gets transferred to kinetic energy, which gets transferred back up as it swings upwards to gravitational potential energy. It keeps going backwards and forwards, and eventually it will stop going backwards and forwards because some of that energy is lost as heat energy because of friction with the air, which we sometimes call air resistance.